Let's see. All right, guys, welcome to Team Call Monday. Happy Team Cup. We have a lot going on, so I'm just going to start with amazing recognition because I'm super proud of those who ran out of the gate to get numbers on the board for Team Cup. So first and foremost, Maddie's leading the pack with 10. Brad's hanging in there at 6. Robin, she's not on, but I have to give her a massive shout out. She's already at 6. Secured Success Club. Brandy's right there with 4. So is Jess, and multiples are on the board. And Heather's at 4, Kim's at 6, and we have Tasha, Morgan, Danielle, Eric, Peyton, Katrina, all at 2. So you guys, Team Cup is the month to make it happen. It's where we get that little extra push, and I totally love when I see people like Robin, Brandy, even Kim, you guys, hitting Success Club before the 10th of the month. You guys just freaking blow my mind. Like, I just love what we do that much more when I see you guys succeed on these massive, massive levels. So with that being said, we have a lot coming up as far as qualifications. We are pushing hard for 2-star in my second business center and going to just put our head down because I know Peyton's pushing. 3-star is like a sneeze away. And we have a lot going for 1-star, and diamonds are in the rough. So keep doing what you're doing, and we're going to move on to how we're going to do that and how we're going to breathe the belief into what we do. And Jeanette is going to do that for us. This is like her jam, her topic that she talks on all sorts of calls about. So I'm absolutely ecstatic to have her give us the rundown on that. So without further ado, my boo is going to take it over and talk to us about breathing belief into our business.
Hey, you guys, my Cali team. So today I'm excited to present to you, belief and vision. That's what we're going to be talking about. It's going to be interactive. I'll stop midway and ask you some questions. So take notes. Oh, Katrina, let me share the screen. And hit record.
I'm recording, but you should be able, I don't have that. How do I allow you to screen record? I have to go into...
Go to security. Go to security and make sure when you share the screen, I don't know why it always stops.
I'm making you the host, and then you should have full ability. Can you share screen now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just, every time that happens, I lose my
your PowerPoint.
My PowerPoint.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so I'll mute.
I'm trying to put you guys small. All right, guys, so I can't see anybody. So when I first did this call, I was doing it for my team who was pushing for diamond, and I had called it diamond and beyond. And that just didn't really inspire me, right? I don't wake up trying to be a star diamond. That does not excite me, right? What excites me is waking up to chase my vision, right? So then I'm like, I'm going to call this presentation Vision Chaser, because that's what I want all of us to be, chasing our vision. So the first question I have for you is, why are you here? Why are you doing this business? Because that's where it starts. If you can't see it, smell it, vision it, you don't have a big why. And your why is never going to be about other people. It's never going to be about, I want to help other people. No, the why has to be you. So having a clear, compelling vision for your life actually activates the part of your brain that is necessary to help you start taking action. Our brain is here to protect us. It is here to keep us safe, meaning it doesn't want us to get uncomfortable. And everything about this business is getting uncomfortable on the daily, okay? So if you're going to have a shot at ever experiencing total freedom in this business and life, it starts getting clear on what that actually looks like for you. So what does total freedom look like for you, right? Your vision is important because it determines the action that you take along the way, right? It's going to provide you with the necessary motivation and forces you to become someone different, right? If you were that person, you would have that life. You're not that person, right? Today, but you have to start acting like that person who has this thing, who has this life, right? Someone needs to mute themselves. I can't see
I just missed her.
who
I
it
think
is.
it's Julia.
Oh,
I think it's Julia.
all
There you
right. So, what would total? You got it? I think so. What would total freedom look like in your life today? If you're going to that 9 to 5 tomorrow, what would happen? What would you be doing with your hours, with your time, if you didn't have that other job, right? Now you have to decide who you want, need, who you would need to be, what would you need to think, feel, and do, right? You're going to make that decision of who you need to be today to get that life that you're working towards, right? What are you going to have to think? What are your thoughts going to have to be? What are you going to have to feel about you, about your vision, about this business? And how are you going to take action, right? So, if you can imagine it, believe in it, stick with it, then you can create it. But it first starts having a clear vision and convincing yourself every damn day that it can happen for you. So, Jeanette, I don't believe, right? Totally normal. A new coach, this is a lot, right? It's a lot. And why is it a lot? Because we were born, if you're like me, you were taught go to college, get that job, 9 to 5, do it well, stay there until you're old enough that you've saved a little bit of money, you can get to Medicare, and you can retire. All my life, right? That's all we have been taught to do, to get the job, become that employee. We have spent I have 2 degrees, 7 years I graduated so that I can be a great employee, right? So now we have to rewire our heads to believe, shit, there's more. And nobody told me about this, right? I wasn't taught that you can have more. So if you don't believe, what do? You got to commit to believing it, to waking up every single day and convincing yourself that it's true, that it can happen. You have to commit to believing it so that you can commit to taking action like you believe in it, right? Imagine if they would guarantee, man, Katrina, if you show up for the next 5 years, you're going to be making, I guarantee you, you're going to be making $1 million a year. You better believe that you would be showing up. So I need you to have that conviction, okay, that it is totally freaking possible for you. Now, believing is a skill and it's a habit. And why do you think we're told, look at your goals, write down your goals every day? I convince myself that I am a millionaire. That's my first, that is my first affirmation. That is my first goal. I'm a freaking millionaire, right? And I do that before I start working, before the rejection, before all the hard stuff starts happening. I convince myself of that. That's why I'm able to go and invite the way I do, because of my belief. So, total freedom requires you to start thinking and believing much bigger things for your life. I bet you no boss has ever said, man, what's your vision? 5 years ago, 5 years from now, what kind of life do you want to be having? Nobody freaking cares outside of this little bubble that we live in. Nobody cares about your vision. Nobody cares about your dreams. Nobody really asks you about that, right? Because they want you to stay where you're at, doing what you do. So the moment you envision a better future and you start acting from that place, you've already set off a new trajectory for your life for better results, right? You have to envision, and you better believe you have to start acting like that person that has that. So that means tomorrow you kind of have to wake up and act like that person and do the things that that person who already has the life that you want, right? So your current circumstances are just evidence of your past thoughts and beliefs. Your current circumstances, you better believe that does not determine where you are going, where you are headed, where the possibilities lies within you. If you limit what you believe to be possible for yourself in the future based on what's in front of you today and in your past, you're literally trying to create a future based on your past. How does this affect us, right? Man, we come into the business, we're like, okay, SE5, SE5. I hit SE5, good. So that means next month I'm gonna write that goal, SE5. And then somehow we get to SE10, and this is my story, right? SE10. Oh shit, I hit SE10. Okay, maybe we'll see if it can happen. And then it happens, and then you're like, oh shit, now I have to hit SE10. For years and years and years, I based my goals not on the type of life I wanted and the business I wanted. I would base it on what I had done last month, right? What a freaking disservice to myself and to my future and to my business. I no longer do that, right? And I want to teach you that not to base your goals on what you did in July. Forget that. You're not that person, right? And you're not that person because if you're doing personal development, you better believe that you are gaining confidence and you're growing. So I want you to focus on those impossible goals, right? Those are the goals that forces us to change. And we constantly have to be growing. So when we just keep settling goals for ourselves based on last month, it doesn't require you to be anything different. It doesn't require you getting out of your comfort zone, you guys. This is the life I lived as a physical therapist, year after year after year. I had no goals. I was coasting. I was comfortable. I could have been happy and I could have led that life for another 30 years, and I would have never discovered who I was. I would have never discovered my God-given talents. And you guys, the person that Katrina is, the person I am today, we weren't these people a few years ago. I probably wasn't that person last year, right? So who you are today isn't going to be good enough for you to achieve your impossible goals. If I had the skills and the growth today, I already would be a 15-star diamond. I already would be a millionaire. I'm not there yet because I haven't become that person yet. Okay? So I want you to know the formula for transformation. Our thoughts, what we think creates our feelings. The way we feel about things, we take action based on how we feel. Our actions create our results. Okay? So what happens, right? This is why so many of us get stuck for a long time. Why? We have negative thoughts. We base them on our current circumstances. Shit, I've been trying to hit diamond for like a year and I can't do it, and I try. And you start creating these stories and these negative feelings towards this business. And those feelings stop preventing us from taking action, right? I can't grow a team. So you stop talking about the business opportunity. You stop asking people to join your team. And guess what happens? Your results, you don't get the results. You don't grow. And it all stems from what we believe. So it is totally the reason why we continue to stay stuck, because we can't get those negative stories, those limiting beliefs out of our heads. And that is causing us not to take action. What happens when we miss a huge freaking goal? What happens when our rank falls? What happens when we only hear no's? Right? Because this business is not just like this, dude. We got bumps and sometimes we fall a little bit and we have bad months. And when that happens, we come out of that month with negative thoughts. Let me know if this is sounding familiar. And you begin to rationalize and you start self-sabotaging your results. And how do you do this? Man, I didn't hit success for the last 2 months, right? You start thinking that, right? Now, instead of leaning in, instead of doing more, taking more action, you start struggling with consistency. You stop doing the inviting. You stop sharing your transformation. You might stop doing personal development. And you begin to start rationalizing why you don't need this money, right? Why you don't need this business. Okay? You know how many new coaches have done that? We get out of our Get Started Right call. We have established their why. They are broke. They're living paycheck to paycheck. They don't have a job, right? I'm like, all right, let's do this. Go invite. They invite five people tell them no. And immediately they start, maybe this business is not for me. Maybe it's a little bit harder. Maybe I don't need it. You know what? It's okay. I'll find another job. I don't need time freedom. I don't really want to take time away from my kids to work at night doing this business, right? You start creating this whole freaking story and you forget about your why, all because of some short-term things that are not happening, some short-term goals that you didn't hit, some no's that you got. You forget about your why and you start self-sabotaging yourself. All right. And you get into this cycle of that negativity and people quit. People quit. So when you start thinking and feeling different about yourself and your business, you're going to freaking break that habit that keeps you stuck. Negative thoughts create negative results 100% of the time. Okay, positive times over time will create results, positive results. So now you have to start believing beyond today, beyond the rank that you have today, beyond the rank, the SE point you've ever been able to have. Okay? Changing your thoughts doesn't have to be hard. You just have to become aware of them, right? You have to have a desire to change it and practice new ones, right? That's all it is, becoming aware. And that's something that maybe this year is when I finally became very aware of my stories, the bullshit stories that I have convinced myself of. And we all have those stories, right? So now, this is where I want to stop and I want to talk to you, right? What are those limiting beliefs that you have right now about yourself and about your business? So I'm going to stop the share and I want you guys to share that with me. Does anybody have the courage to do so? Any limiting beliefs? I just want to, damn, I just saw you and I was like, oh, I think she has something to say. She's like, oh shit. Unmute yourself, girl. Come on. We all have limiting beliefs, right?
Yes. My biggest thing sometimes is I feel like I compare myself to others who've done it faster than I have, just because I've been like on Katrina's team for 2 years and it took me a little while to get there. So sometimes when I see others doing it quicker, then I just like get down on myself.
Okay, what's the price that belief is costing you, right? What is it? The comparison. There's a cost that you're paying for thinking that way.
Lately, I've been like, I look at some things, I think, man, if I had that faith in myself, like I know I could buy my dream house, which I know that's silly, but that's like my thing and getting out of my little house right now.
Why is that silly? You see how you said that? So you see how your thoughts, that's such a silly thing. Why? Aren't you worthy and deserving of having this amazing house? You are. So what now you need to do is convince yourself every single day, I am capable of becoming a star diamond, right? I am capable and I'm worthy and deserving of that house. Because that picture serves you. You saying, well, she's a diamond in 2 months. Why am I not? That does not serve you in any way, right? So now you are very aware of that thought. You have the awareness. Now you have to have the intention of lowering that volume of that story and replacing that story. And that takes time because maybe you have been thinking about that same story for many, many weeks and many months and maybe for a year, right? So if you compare, how do you show up every day saying, I am freaking going to recruit my team, my dream team? How do you do that if you're just thinking about comparing yourself? Anybody else has a limiting belief that they want to share? Nobody? Y'all, I'm lying.
I'll share mine. I'm a talker. I talk on all the calls, so I'll share mine. So my limiting belief right now is that I'm not going to make it to 2-star, and it's a sneeze away. And I was 2-star because I had 2 diamonds on my right leg, but it's not official because it's not one on each leg. And it has really kind of taken the wind out of my sails. I've also had a lot of personal things go on from like my day job that has really knocked me back, which is silly because I have a personal development podcast. So I'm normally the one who's like fighting all of the negative, and I'm really good at pushing through. But this month has been really hard, and I'm getting into that rationalization of like, will 2-star really help me? Does 2-star even really matter? Like, is 2-star something that I even really want?
Yeah, all this bullshit. You've created that whole bullshit story right now.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
it's been a struggle. And then I've been like, oh my God, I'm spending all of this time and my daughter's almost 6 months old. And like, should I be focusing on the business or should I be focusing on spending more time with my daughter? So I've been trying to like really spend time and be present, but then it's taken away from the business. And I work myself into it. And I know, and it's something that I struggle with, but I'm still showing up and I'm still sharing and I'm still out there inviting. I'm just not in as many people's DMs as I used to be.
Because of your thoughts, right? So what proof do you have that you can't be a 2-star diamond? Forget 2-star, then you can be a 5-star. Like, what proof do you have of that?
I am like so close to 5-star too. It would be stupid. Like once they all pop, it's there. Like that's how frustrating it is.
You've developed 2 diamonds, okay? So let's just, you've already developed 2 diamonds. So what makes you think you can't keep developing diamonds if you've already done that?
Because 2 that I really poured my heart and soul in and that I really trusted, basically just shit on me, like walked away, closed all the doors, and it hurt on a personal level as well. And so trusting others to like come forward and then still give my time, and then feeling like it's not appreciated, like they're not appreciating it, it's really hard. Which is something that I have to get up as a leader. Like I understand that, and I'm trying to just work with the people who are willing to work and remember that not everyone is ready to run like I am. Like everyone has their time.
And that story happens to every single one of us. There's more people that are going to leave than are going to stay. Like that's just network marketing, right? So if we really know the facts, saying, okay, this is the way it works, you are not responsible for building someone else's business, right? The only responsibility you have is giving them this opportunity. Their success is completely up to them, and their failure is completely up to them. Because there's a chance that if you have this rock star coach, probably you don't take a lot of the credit. But if you have a coach that completely just bombs, you take full credit for her bombing, right? I think that's human nature. Oh, she did it on her own. Look at, I just cheered her on. But we take this weight off of, oh my God. No, them leaving this business had nothing to do with you. It had everything to do with them, their belief. That's it. Yeah. And you're going to have to let that go, Peyton. And one bad month does not mean another bad 6 months. It just been like, shit, it was a rough month. It's okay. What can we do this month?
Yeah. I even told my husband, I'm like, I had a worse month this month or July than I did the month we had our daughter. Like we hit major Success Club numbers, like, and I was in labor with the newborn. So I know it's a mental thing. And you guys, I've been a coach for 18 months and I've never not hit Success Club, and any goal Katrina has told me to hit, I've hit. So really, if you can get past the mental stuff, you can do it. This is the first time for me. So
yeah. And you're going to come out better, right? At least you're aware now that you're rationalizing and you've created this story, right? We got to stop that, right? Because it's not about the short-term success. The time that you invest and you becoming a 2-star is going to give you a 5-star. And when your daughter gets older, you're going to be that mom that's going to be at all the events because of the sacrifices that you made today, when she doesn't remember this, right? She doesn't remember this. She's going to remember at 10 and at 11 So you better believe that the sacrifice that you make today, it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off. And she's going to have a better life because you have a successful business. And that's what you have to think about.
Thank
So
you.
dig deep
Always gotta
into
bring the
that
tears,
vision
yo. Come
and
on.
think about it. And now you have to work on your. Somebody's talking like,
It was
what,
me.
Katrina? Is
You
that
made me
Katrina?
cry.
Sorry,
I'm
Katrina.
like, come on. Is it an emotional day? Dang it. You made me cry. You hooker. With the mom thing of always being there. Put in the
Look
time
at-
now. Sorry, I won't interrupt.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, it's okay. I love Katrina's internet. It's my favorite. You're like frozen on me, Katrina. All right, so we're gonna keep going. And if you have other limiting beliefs, write them down, and we can tackle them. So,
Go to Brandy's. I want to hear Brandy's. She can't find a working coach. Is what her limiting belief is.
Okay,
She put it in the
sorry.
chat.
Okay,
Sorry.
where's Brandy?
She says
I
she.
can't. Brandy,
Yeah.
I can't hear anything.
Brandy's limiting belief is I really want a working coach. I'm a diamond all on my own and it's lonely.
Yeah. So here's the thing. All you can control is how many people you offer this opportunity to. That's all you can control, right? So what happens if you're like, man, I can't recruit, and you keep thinking that, man, I can't recruit? How do you show up to your business wanting to recruit? If in the back of your head, you're like, man, I'm not a good recruiter, nobody wants to join my team, you can't get excited about throwing that invite out there. Am I right? Am I right? Right? So, Brandy, now you have to convince yourself, I'm a leader of leaders and I develop diamonds. And that's one of my affirmations. I'm a leader of leaders. I pop diamonds because I struggle with that myself. But you better believe that I've convinced myself that it's going to happen, right? So it's all about what you think in here and convincing yourself. And look at your numbers, right? Am I really inviting enough people and sharing this opportunity to develop the diamonds and that star team that I want? So there's a price that limiting belief is costing you, right? There's a price. So think about what's that costing you? That limiting belief that you have convinced yourself without any proof. What is that costing you? So who would you be and what would your life look like without that limiting belief? So Peyton, if you didn't think that you can get to 2-star, right? How would your life look like without that belief, without that story, which is BS, that you've proven yourself it's not true, right?
I wouldn't be so stressed because we just bought a $500,000 condo in San Diego and our mortgage is $3,000 and it would be a lot less stressful.
Yeah. So you need to start acting and showing up to your business like you're multiple star diamonds, that you're a 10-star diamond. How would a 10-star diamond be getting in her head? Would a 10-star diamond be like, oh, I'm not going to do my business so I can play with my daughter? Would a 10-star diamond come up with all this guilt? No. So tomorrow, you're going to have to show up like that person that you're working towards those goals. You can, right? So you need to start envisioning a future for yourself that really excites you. You're showing up with fear. So now you need to decide, who would you need to be tomorrow, right? Who are you going to be when you start showing up tomorrow to your business? What would you need to think and feel in order to do, right? Who are you going to be tomorrow? Because that's who I need you to be, right? And the true purpose of setting big goals for your life isn't to achieve the goal. It's to help you become the person that God created you to be, right? I could have been a happy physical therapist for the rest of my life, you guys. I would have been comfortable. I would have been in the hamster wheel doing the same thing over and over again. And I would have never found what was in here. I would have never found my God-given talents. Okay? And this is what this business is. It shows you the same way these workouts like kill us and push us, so does this business. We never stop growing. So I need you to choose every day to start believing in your impossible goals. You guys, last month, I don't even know how I did this. I hit, together with my husband's account and my account, I think I hit SC71. That shit was never in my possibilities, right? It was never, I never thought that was possible for me, right? I was always that, okay, for years it was SC5. Then I was like, okay, one day I hit SC10, I'm gonna hit SC10. And then this year I started hitting SC20. I was like, all right. And I kept basing my goals from my past. And now I saw what's possible for me. And I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe I did this. So, can you keep believing in your impossible goals without evidence of those things in your current circumstances and results? Can you believe that you guys can have elite teams under you, right? Without any evidence of that, just because of what you believe is possible for you, right? That is how you're going to achieve greatness. Believing without any evidence in your current life of that, right? Do you believe it's possible for you? Do you believe that you're going to get that? That's all I got. So I hope that you guys believe, because it might not, and I always talk like I had, Becky Brosette is my coach, right? And I had Christina, and I thought that it was going to, that their business was going to be my business. If I worked hard enough, which I always have, I was going to hit certain ranks just like them. And guess what? It didn't happen that way, right? In my head, I should have hit 15 stars 3 years ago. I should have been in the Million Club 3 years ago. It hasn't happened. But I've never lost belief. I've never thought that it wasn't going to happen. I kept thinking, shit, if they can do it, I can do it. It's taking longer, and that's okay. Because along the way, I've grown. I've had so much success. My income has grown. I have grown. How do I not celebrate that? How do I not celebrate all these wins? I do. And I don't care how long it's going to take to become a millionaire or to start earning $1 million a year. I have no doubt that's going to happen. And the only way that doesn't happen if I quit. And that's my mentality. And belief is something that I've always freaking had. I believe, I bleed Beachbody Blue, and I show up every day like that. So, any questions? Can you believe? Are you believing? Y'all, Hayden's gonna hit like 2-star by Thursday. You got no choice, girl. Got no
I
choice.
think we have a lot of newer coaches on this call. I mean, looking at people from my downline, there's a lot of newer coaches. So someone who's only been doing this a month, maybe not even a month, what would be your biggest suggestion for them to just hit the ground running?
Do it. Do the thing, right? Show up consistently. Convince yourself. Create a big why, right? Create a huge why. Maybe that's what we need to start. Do they have a significant why? And when I started, I had my son, my 3-month-old son, that I had to put in daycare. So you better believe I showed up, because if I knew that if I can make this business work, I can work 2 days as a physical therapist and not put him on daycare. I didn't give myself an out. I was like, shit, there was no plan B. It's like, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. And maybe that's why I found success, because I had a huge why. And my why has changed, but it's always been significant, right? Like my why now is I see my husband, he's deteriorating. He's a phone man. And literally I see him deteriorating before my eyes. And I'm like, holy shit, he can't do another 10 years in this job. So I got to do this for us, for my family. So if you're a new coach, what is freaking missing in your life? Get that vision. And now who do you have to show up, right? Can you stay consistent? and believe that it's possible for you. Because if it's possible for me and Katrina, and we've been able to retire, and you're in our teams, and you're getting these tools that we never had, hell yeah, you better believe. But you got to show up with enthusiasm and be honest. Be like, I got no idea what I'm doing, but guess what? Do you want to build this team with me? Because here's what I know it's possible, right? Be enthusiastic, right? Be courageous and invite as much as you do to the opportunity that you do to fitness, right? Go. And you guys have been able in this team to pop diamonds really quickly. So it's possible in your team. So why wouldn't it be possible for a new coach that just came in? It's crazy.
I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, Art Williams.
Uh,
Yeah.
Massive takeaway. You guys know, like, Jeanette and I hit 5-star and elite the first time together. And we both, our businesses kind of backpedaled after that. So you find yourself with your own limiting beliefs of like, am I not a good leader? I can tell you mine because I struggle with them daily still. But a major takeaway was, if I only do based off of last month, I'll never do anything different. And that is so well perfectly said, because there's so many times where I'm like, I'll hit Success Club 10 by the 10th and be like, I hit the goal, and just ride through the rest of the month. And I know that's not how I make $1 million. I know where I'm set for tracks, and I know, looking at our year in review, that we more than doubled our team volume. And that kind of massive growth doesn't happen by doing the same thing redundantly. So that was a major takeaway. And another thing I'll say that came out of when I think it was in regards to Peyton, about people falling and letting you down. Something I've always said, and I got it from Christina in a mentor position, when we fell from elite the second year, we didn't hit. And then the third year we missed Premier by 4 points. And I said, I can't do it for them anymore. Like, it hurt me. And Diamond started walking away. And she told me, all you do is you tell them, I will help you build this business, but it's how you say it and where you put the comma. I will help, comma, you build this business. And it still to this day gives me chills. So I hope you have good internet to hear that, or that I have good internet so you can hear that, because there's a big difference of where we put that comma. Because for the first 4 years of this business, I helped everyone build the business. And I can't do that anymore. I will help, but you build this business. And that is when people, when they start to rank advance, and you have premier coaches and elite coaches and 2-star diamonds, 5-star diamonds underneath you, it's so amazing to sit back and say, they did it. They did it because of their commitment and their grit, grace, and consistency in showing up. I only helped. But just like with your workout, I can't do it for you. You have to put in every single rep. It's the same thing in this business. So those are my huge takeaways, Jeanette. And it's so funny because I will tell you guys, Jeanette and I talk to each other at least every day, multiple times a day. Like, I talk to her more than I talk to my mom, which is a very, very high number. And I will say that every time I hear you, Jeanette, I take something more away. I have a whole new fire under my butt. And your last few months have been freaking fire. Success Club 70 some odd, like, I just feel so honored to work with you every day. Like, hello, girl. That is some huge numbers. You going for 100 this month? What are you going for? I would love to know your goal.
Yeah. It's, listen, I blessed, and I think Katrina and I, we both felt that about our leadership. And I was like, okay, maybe it's because I don't have a training. And I kept switching my training and this. And then finally I had the training, I had the tools. And I was like, it's not me. It's not me. It's not what I'm doing, right? It's all about personal responsibility. It's like, This is your business and you got to do it. And I don't depend on anybody for rank. I'm like, I'm going to keep going and I'll keep inviting and I'll keep plugging in coaches. And I'm just not going to depend on anybody to get me to any rank. You can't stop recruiting. We can't. And it's when we go into maintenance mode, like, okay, come on, you're going to get to diamond this month. And it's the same people that you're trying to get to diamond. And it's like, boo, you got to go. You got to go spend time with people that excite you. That new blood is what excites me. And I have such new coaches. I'm like, thank God, baby Jesus. Because, man, trying to drag people, you got to stop dragging people. I have no more time to drag people along. Either you're coming or you can stay and you can watch us.
Does anybody have any questions for Jeanette? She's killing it right now. She's gonna be on the next national wake-up call. Just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to make money. I want to make more money. Forget the national wake-up call. Show me the money.
You guys, that's how Jeanette and I, that's why we're successful partners. We both have the same why. Our husbands both work in trades, and hell yeah, we're in it for the income. So, okay, well, Jeanette, I appreciate you so much. I have 2 pages of notes here. I can't wait to dissect them, work on my own limiting beliefs, and get back to work and show up tomorrow as the superstar diamond that I am. I hope you guys all take what she said in the same format and show up to your business tomorrow in the same way. And last little announcement, because it showed up in the chat, we do have our Getting Started Right call tomorrow. That's for any coach, whether you've been at this 100 years or just started. Anyone can get on there and get back to the basics, because sometimes that's what it takes. Stay in phase 1. So that's tomorrow night, same link at 6:30. Okay? Except we have power hour at 6:30 a.m. So I will see you guys in the morning. Thank you again, Jeanette. Can we take a picture? Come on, guys. I know most of you won't take you off your camera, but let's take a pic. Put your cameras on. 1, 2.
Everyone like camera.
Just for a quick.
Show your faces.
All right.
Yeah, show your faces.
They're coming in. They're coming in. 1, 2, 3. Good job, guys. All right. I appreciate all your time. Thank you, Jeanette. Go to bed. It's way too late for you. Love you all.
It's hard to go to bed now. You're all wired.
I know, you're all